Hello and welcome. Today in this session we will continue with mainstream of desktop environments, and it is KDE. KDE is placed in this folder, and there is the link to the English section. So I open it. You can look to these screenshots. We will configure all these components and features. There is our content. Our first section is the main description of KDE. You can read these notes. We will continue with KDE installation process. There are two possibilities now. You can select between meta package and the package group. The older approach is the package group. If you select the Plasma and KDE applications, it is the package groups, and you can select yes and no questions which parts will be installed. But if you want to uninstall something, you have to define the exact application which will be uninstalled. There is no possibility to uninstall the complete group. So this is best choice if you want to install just some parts and keep the KDE inside the Arch system. If you plan to uninstall and use some predefined groups, a better way is use the meta packages, the Plasma meta or KDE application meta, and the whole group, whole meta group is installed. There are next possibilities. This aggregates these parts which can be installed separately for utilities, network, and there are the several others. In my case, I installed the package groups, the Plasma, KDE applications, and the support for Wayland. Next step is the launcher part. In Xinitrc, you have to define the section for our KDE session process. It is similar with previous Awesome and next window managers. So if you look to my .files, you just can start with startx xinitrc, and input argument is KDE. If you want to use the display manager, I attached the Xinitrc KDE desktop session files. It is in my .files .root directory. You just copy these files to user share X sessions folder, and you can use the display manager to start KDE. KDE has the separate desktop files, but I'm using next environments variables which is included in my Xinitrc. So please focus to my configuration and use this command or this desktop files for display manager. Most common and the complicated part is usage of KDE applications outside of KDE. It means to use Qt applications for example in the awesome and next environments where you want to use KDE applications. I prepared this section how to configure and install appropriate applications to support the good themes and configuration fonts and icons set. You have to install two applications, Qt5CT and Quantum Manager. Both has to be used. Arch packages are Qt5CT and Quantum. So please install it, and the environment variables are inserted to xinit.rc. You can look, these are three are set to Qt5CT, desktop session is Plasma, and current desktop is KDE. So if you look, it is placed here. Next, we will continue to configure Qt5 is CT. So if I opened Qt5 CT settings, it is our application Qt5 CT. It's opened this window. Please style set to Quantum, start the dialog set to KDE. Next part are the fonts, for example this one. We are in KDE, it is automatically connected. If I use this settings, it will be selected Papyrus Dark Maya. Interface, there is just change to KDE. This is not much important. Style sheet, nothing here. So this one, and this one has to be set. Very important is Quantum here and KDE. If you set this Quantum, it will be connected with Quantum Manager, and theme will be defined by, if I open Quantum, you can see that I have configured here KV GNOME Dark. This theme will be used by the Quantum, will be connected with Qt5, which activate appropriate fonts, appropriate icons, and full possibility of the Quantum. And all these settings will be used by KDE and all next sessions which you want to use. Now we have support of the KDE applications in all environments. We set theme GNOME Dark to the Quantum, and it will be available inside KDE too, because if I opened Appearance and the application style is set to the Quantum, it is interconnection between the Quantum, Qt5CT and KDE. So please set this application style to the Quantum here. Now we can learn the complete installation graphical themes. The graphical themes is in the global theme. Now we can install the complete theme. Press this button and you can select what you want. I type lion and it is shown here, and you can press the install button. I install it here, so it is available. Press and press the button apply. All these sections will be set according to this global theme. There is one important problem. There is no sections for Quantum Manager. Many of these themes support and need installation to the Quantum. So you have to visit GitHub repository and download the sections, the full theme, and install appropriate part to the Quantum. So if I open the Quantum, there is this first section, select Quantum theme folder. You have to select, for example, the Lion and press install this theme. After it, you can select a theme in the next section, press open this button, and here will be the Lion. If you want to use this theme, you press this and it will be automatically connected, and all features will be available for Dolphin, transparency, etc, etc, etc. But I use the mixture with GNOME Dark, so I will keep this one, and the global section, global theme will be selected for a Lion. So now we will continue with each section for the exact configuration of all components and the features. Specific section for the configuration, the global theme is set to the Lion. Specific sections are the application style that is set to the Quantum. Plasma style is the Lion. Colors, there is new enhancements, the custom colors. I set this purple here, and the GNOME Dark, which corresponds with the Quantum selection. It is here. Window decoration is the specific thing. It will be discussed in next section with the Bismuth add-on. There is possibility to hide the title bars and use this nice activation of active window. So there is used the Bismuth style for window decoration. Fonts, it's the specific settings by your LCD and your resolution. I use RGB slide. Anti-aliasing is enabled, and for our presentation there is the settings with Noto Sans and the hex for the fixed fonts. The icons, it is a standard Papyrus Dark or Papyrus Dark Maya. Cursors, now I'm using the Oxygen White. There is a lot of next possibilities with installation. They get new cursors to install it. Splash screen, I use Arc Dark, which is described here for next possibly very good themes. Workspace behavior, desktop effects is here. Kavin animations, I'm used the standard which are included here. Just one switch is here. I don't use the squash but the magic lamp. If I press Super N for minimalization, you can see this animation. Some people using wobbly windows. This is the example of wobbly windows. According to my cursor, you can use the wobbly physical effects. I don't use it anymore. So virtual desktops, now there is define free. It is inserted to the main panel. I can switch with super right and left arrows to the switch virtual desktop with this animation, or just click to this one. Next possibility is press Ctrl F8 and you can see all parts of virtual desktop, and you can move, for example, here and return back the appropriate application. Just for your information, in the startup and shutdown you can install the theme for your display manager, which is called SDDM. I prepared the specific our SDDM. It is called SDDM Ghost. You can install it by the pressing Get New SDDM Themes button and select here our SDDM theme with the Ghost in the shell theme, which is optimized for 4K resolution. Description is inside. You can look to the GitHub pages for full installation configuration. Just you can install it, but there are some next possibilities for DPI settings. The search process is just type SDDM Ghost here and it is present. Now we can continue with configuration of basic components. First part is the main panel. Main panel is placed here. You can press the right button, for example here, and press enter edit mode. You will be in edit mode. Now you can insert appropriate widgets inside to this panel and press the button more options here. Now I have select the center and always visible attributes for this panel. Next important part is that you can add some appropriate widgets. For example, if I remove this, I can press the right button here and select add widgets, and it will be opened. You can install new one. For example, I'm using the resource monitor. You can press this button, get new widgets, and install the resource monitor. You just press the left button and move it to the panel and release it, and now you can see that the widgets is added to our panel. The main application launcher is here. You can change the icon. You press the right mouse button and configure application launcher, and now you can change the icon here. So I select the arch icon. There is a standard icons, the virtual pager. This is the system tray. You can define which icons will be visible here. If I type to this button for system tray, you can select in the entries which icons will be selected to always hidden. Yes, typically some application will be just insert to this additional panel. Next, which are important, are always visible here. There is just the calendar. You can use the Google Calendar with your connection, or just use this default. High dpi resolutions. In the display and monitor is the global scale. This is way to the hell. Do not use this global scale. It is nonsense. If you use Xorg, you can define dpi in the main configuration file in X resources. It means if I type nvim and X resources, please define xft.dpi dpi to this value for 4K. It is exact what you need, and all will be very nice icons, fonts, etc. etc. So it is very simple. Just do this one configuration step, and the fonts are correctly set what I used before, and it is with 10, but for 4K it is very nice. Backgrounds are simple. You just type right button, select configure desktop and wallpaper API. Now you can select the wallpaper appropriate folder and select the image from your folders. You can download our public wallpapers. It is described in the TUX series and it is available on the GitHub. Desktop for effective work. It has two sections. First is styling support, second is the ergonomics settings for your keyboard shortcuts. First, we will discuss the tiling support with the enhancement, the Bismuth. Bismuth is very good open source project included in the GitHub. You can open this page and read all details. The installation process is simple. For Arch Linux it's available in the hour. Next distributions are described here. The configuration has three important parts. First, what I want to change is the focus follows the mouse. It is inside the window behavior. You can type to the search here and window behavior, the focus, and change this selection to the focus follow mouse, and delay set to 0, and after it press the button apply. This feature, if I move the mouse, the focus is activated and the active window is changed under the mouse. Next is the window tiling. Window tiling is present in the window management. There is the sections I used the defaults for the Bismuth, and there is the hidden tab here, the second one, and this is the inner gaps between the windows. If I swap to the next desktop and activate several applications, you can see the inner gaps is set to the 10 pixels. It is this configuration. The last is all shortcuts for window tiling possibilities, and if I open this, it is in the shortcut section, so I delete now this one and open the shortcuts. All shortcuts are available here. Now we will focus to the window tiling. I'm using the defaults, but I add two important new shortcuts. First one is push active to the master. It is Super Shift Enter. And the next is a cycling window. It is super space, meta space. Meta space is here. Focus next window action, and the second one is push active window to the master, Super Shift Enter. We can try it. Super space is very fast. Change the window. It can be possible for floating layouts too. Yes, very fast. Not just type Alt Tab with switching the windows, but you can use super space. The additional possibility for tiling is use the Vim key bindings with super KJ, yes, for jumping up to the bottom, and left and right is H and L, yes, or just super space. The master and slave. The master is in the left part, and slave parts are in the right. If, for example, start the Ranger here, and select pictures. Now I can press Super Shift Enter, and it will be automatically moved to the master. It is very fast, and please use it. It spares time very much. So next important shortcuts, very important, is the swapping, yes, between the floating layout and tile layout. You can use the Meta Shift F or Meta T. So I press Meta T. Now you can see here the tile layout is activated. I press again, and I return to the floating layout. Very fast, works best. There are next possibilities. Bismuth has the monocle layout, spiral, stairs, free column layout. It can be switched by the meta pipe. So if I jump to the second and press meta pipe, you can see the monocle layout, which is the full layout, and with super spacebar I can very fast switch between all applications. Very nice. Next is the free column. You have the master in the center, and the slaves are in the left and right part. You can move the windows, yes, just this one, you can switch it. You can press super control H and L to increase the space, yes, for the master, or just press super shift L and swap to H, yes, to the move the appropriate place. J and K, very fast with control, swap, and return to the spiral layout tile. So we are back. There are next possibilities, but now it is much more important what I want to show you. The last part is the next keyboard shortcuts. It's for ergonomic settings, which we are using for next window managers. Shortcuts are present in this section KWin, and there is a change the close window, quick tile window, maximize, minimize, full screen. Please look to the previous video where are describes all the shortcuts. You can inspire here. Close window is Meta Shift C. Kill window is same like before. The full screen is Meta F. Maximize is Meta M. Minimize, it's next letter with maximize, so minimize is with N. Right, show desktop is Meta D, it's a standard. Control F awesome, we already use it. Switch the desktops is Meta left and right, and of course possibility to direct change is Meta F1, F2 and F3 for direct cycling of the desktops. Window above, window below, it's a standard, alt up is standard, zoom. So we can use it, super left and right, maximize, super M, with full screen, for example for Firefox, super F, and you can see that the top tab is height, yes. It is very good for the presentations. Now I'm using the Vimium plugin. You can use the Vim binding in the Firefox. You press J and K. Yes, it works very nice. You can still use just the keyboard. The mouse slash is supported like the awesome window manager. Again I press super F to the return back to the previous window position. You can use the tiling, define it in the floating layout. There is possibility to use it by this setting. It is placed here, Meta Alt up, down, left and right. So I press Meta Alt, and you can move, yes, to the appropriate window according to the arrows. But you can tile it, and it is placed here, quick tile, and I configure to the numpad. You can use the Meta control and use the up is 8, yes, to the left is 4, to the right is 6, up is 8, and the top left and top right is 7 and 9. So we can test it. Meta control 7, 8, 9, 6, 3, 2, 1, and is 1. And return back, press the previous number and return back. You can use the number the arrows too. It is very fast, so I can move it here and here. Now I have prepared the in the floating, yes, fast styling too. But you do not use the standard, yes, the movement of your window, yes. This is not possible to use, yes. But for fast work it is not bad. The last shortcuts, I add here the Add Application button and select the console. The default Ctrl-Alt-T for console is total nonsense. Please use the standard behavior for all managers, and it is Super Enter. Or in my case it is Alt Enter, because I'm using of some, and there can be the combination, yes, between KDE and of some, so I'm using here the Alt Enter. But you can, if you use just KDE, use the standard Meta Enter. And for KRunner, it is very good application. KRunner has outspace, or you can use the meta space. So I will try press it, Alt Enter. Now you can see the console is opened correctly. Closing application, yes, it's Super Shift C or Control D for the console. KRunner is on spacebar, and if I open KRunner, you have to press this configure button, and I'm using the center, not the top, and there are all next features which can be installed to the KRunner. It is a very powerful application. Please test it. For example, I use type Quantum, yes, Quantum, and you can start the application, browser history, and a lot of additional PDF files. Yes, there is many possibilities to use it. It has the separate history, nice possibility to Rofi, yes, the menu. So inside the KDE you can use the KRunner. So it is all. Now we can read some next possible improvements. Be aware, yes, for some the problems mainly with old widgets, some performance problems with some themes. You can compare, for example, some your specific scheme with the Breeze. Breeze is the default for KDE. So if you get a new version of KDE, please compare your specific theme and the Breeze theme. If there will be some problem with animations or some performance, it can be inside the current theme. Yes, always check the functionality with a Breeze theme. The Wayland, it is long discussion. This presentation was in Xorg because high resolutions 4K is not ready yet. So maybe after the year will be next presentation in the Wayland. I hope so. There are many next ways how to configure KDE. For example, Mac OS. Yes, you can use the additional panel, and the files and the menu of the applications can be inserted to the desktop panel. There are many next possibilities to improve your skin and look and feel. But keep simple. Important is the ergonomic and mouseless approach. Keep your work fast. If you will have some problems, try to return back to the defaults. If you will have some next questions to me, please insert the issue to the TUX GitHub. Yes, in the top you can press the issue and press the new issue and description, or insert the comments to the YouTube video. So good luck, try KDE, and you will see in the last record in the next session. Goodbye.